sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Okay, so we're diving deep into some hip-hop drama today.
Yeah.
It's Method Man.
Oh, wow.
This time,
Interesting.
the Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
He's known for being kind of cool and collected.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like he's gotten himself into some trouble. Yeah. An alleged assault at a gym.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Of all places.
of all places.
Yeah.
So we've got two sources on this one.
Okay.
We've got an article from the New York Post,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got one from Billboard.
All right.
And they got some pretty different takes on what happened.
Oh.
So let's try to unpack it.
Okay.
What do we actually know about this whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, the New York Post,
Yeah.
they're saying that Method Man punched a guy
Punched him.
7 times
Wow.
at a Crunch Fitness in Staten Island.
Oh, my goodness.
This was recent.
Okay.
And their source for this is unnamed law enforcement sources.
Of course.
Of course.
They love that.
Right.
The unnamed sources.
They do love unnamed sources.
Yeah.
But they're also saying that the guy that was punched was the ex-boyfriend of Method Man's daughter.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They dated over a decade ago.
Oh, wow. So this goes way back.
Yeah, this goes way back.
Yeah.
I know it's
And allegedly, right?
allegedly.
I have to be careful.
Allegedly, right?
Yes.
Because who knows if this is even
Right. We don't know if this is confirmed.
right. We don't know if this is confirmed.
Yeah.
So we're just going by what the New York Post is saying.
Right. Exactly.
They-
And it definitely adds another layer to this whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's more than just a random altercation.
Right. This is very personal.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about Billboard for a second.
Okay.
Billboard actually went to Method Man's people,
Gotcha.
got a statement from his representative who said that Method Man categorically denies
Okay.
the allegations.
Yeah.
And also says that he has not been the subject of an arrest.
Right. And the NYPD confirmed to Billboard that there's no arrest report.
Right. So we've got two very different stories here.
It is.
It is really interesting.
One is saying he punched a guy 7 times, and the other one's saying he didn't do anything.
And wasn't arrested.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
It makes you wonder about the different perspectives and the motivations of each source.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the New York Post.
Yeah.
They
They love a sensational story.
They want the clicks.
Yeah.
They want the
eyeball.
They want people to be reading.
Yeah.
And Billboard,
Well, Billboard, they're a little more measured.
a little more measured.
You're going for accuracy, a little bit more.
Almost like a legal angle.
A little more factual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting because the New York Post says that a complaint was filed against Method Man.
Even though
there's no arrest.
there's no arrest report.
So how does that work?
Right, Joe.
Well, legally, it can be a little complicated.
Okay.
Just because someone files a complaint
Right.
doesn't mean that there's going to be an arrest.
Right.
Or that charges will even be filed.
Gotcha.
It just means that the police have to look into it. They have to investigate.
Okay.
And then the district attorney ultimately decides if there's enough evidence
Gotcha.
to actually move forward with anything.
So we kind of have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we're in a waiting game.
Right.
We'll see how it unfolds.
But this isn't Method Man's first time
Right.
having a run-in with the law.
Yeah.
He had that tax evasion thing back in 2010.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's totally different.
Totally different.
From an assault charge.
Different, but I do wonder
Yeah.
if it will affect how people view this.
Yeah. Public perception can be a tricky thing.
Yeah.
People might look at this and think, oh, well, he's had problems with the law before,
Right.
even though it was a different situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, does this tarnish his reputation even more?
I could.
Right?
Yeah.
It's interesting because he did actually plead guilty to that tax evasion.
He did.
And he paid restitution.
Right. He took responsibility.
He took responsibility immediately.
Yeah.
So
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But you know how it is.
Right.
People remember.
People remember.
That's-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Absolutely.
And what's really interesting is
What's that?
he's still super successful in the music industry.
Right. He is.
He's collaborating with all these big artists.
Yeah, he's still out there making music.
He's still making music.
Doing his thing.
So it's this weird juxtaposition of like
Yeah.
success
And this personal drama.
this drama. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, is this going to affect his career?
It's hard to say.
It's really hard to say.
It shows that even celebrities
Mm-hmm.
They're human.
They're human.
They go through stuff. They make mistakes.
Right.
Their lives aren't perfect.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you think about
It does.
how quick we are to judge, especially when it comes to celebrities.
Yeah, especially people that we see as larger-than-life figures.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
it's a good reminder to kind of step back.
yes.
And really,
Think about it.
yeah, and wait for all the facts
Exactly.
before we make up our minds.
So what are the big takeaways here?
Well, we've got these two conflicting accounts of what happened.
Right.
We've got to think about the sources.
Right.
Are they biased?
Right.
What are their motivations? We don't really know the whole story yet.
We don't.
And we have this added layer of Method Man's past legal issues and how that might be playing into
Absolutely.
public perception.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess we just kind of have to wait.
We got to see what happens.
Yeah. But what's really interesting to think about is,
What's that?
like you were saying, how this will affect his career.
Yeah.
Will it tarnish his legacy?
Right. Will this be the thing that people remember
Right.
when they think about Method Man?
Right.
Or will he be able to move past it?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It is.
The question for the listeners.
Absolutely,
I think so too.
This is a really good example of
Yeah.
how much we're fascinated by celebrity drama and how easily we kind of rush to judgment.
It's true. And, sometimes things aren't so black and white.
Right.
There's a lot of gray area
Absolutely.
in these situations.
Absolutely.
So that's something to keep in mind as this all unfolds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get